So the role of the actuary, particularly in a life insurance company, is very important for the customer because we're effectively the steward for the customer. The Life Insurance Act requires the business to think about policyholders and shareholders, and we're a key advisor in helping the business understand the impact on policyholders. So we make sure there's enough money in the long term so that there's always money to pay out the customers when they need it most, when they claim. And one of the things I think it's really important for an actuarial team to do is actually help the business make better decisions. It's easy to be in the back room and just putting a number on the balance sheet, here's the policy liabilities. We've got a huge amount of value to add. So one of the teams that I've led before, some of the things they were doing were actually changing what the business chose to do in terms of how they managed retention, and what kind of investments they made. Those kinds of things we can make a big difference to. The thing that I often say that I've learned the most from is when I was sponsor of a restitution program where we had to make sure that we had given money back to customers when we'd made errors. And that doesn't sound very exciting, but it was actually fascinating from an actuarial perspective. We were looking after customers, but from a wider business perspective, it gave you a view of the whole of the business, from the contact centre to the calculation of the errors, to the calculation of how much to make it better by, to talking to the regulators. So I was really proud of that because we did. We put all of the customers back where they should have been, and it was a really interesting project to work on. Actuaries are uniquely placed in that we do need to look at the customer and the shareholder, and I think that helps kind of balance those two things. It's not just about one or the other, it's helping understand that a sustainable business in the long term is actually about succeeding for both. And so actuaries can really help in understanding those trade-offs and helping businesses understand them as well as they do. A lot of people think of risk in terms of the kind of operational risk and controls, what can go wrong and can we stop it going wrong. But we also have to think about risk in the range of potential outcomes. How the market's going to move, is the stock market going to go up at the same time as interest rates go down or vice versa? And how protected are we against those things? What's the range of potential claims outcomes? As actuaries, we need to make sure that we're not just seduced into making the numbers look good. What we need to do is make sure that we're really thinking about how much does this business need to be sustainable over the long term. If we think that actually a particular claim is more likely to happen than it used to be, we need to make sure we're holding enough capital for that. We need to really think through and help our business understand that the world has changed. And that can take courage because sometimes that's not a very popular thing to say, but it's a really important thing to say to make sure that we're looking after the health of the financial system and the health of our companies. I think the big opportunity for actuaries in the life and general insurance industry, there's a lot of change going on in both of those industries. General insurance is really coping with climate change right now. There's a lot of great stuff being done in the actuarial profession around climate change and how to deal with the changing uncertainty. And in life insurance, there's a lot of change in terms of what do customers want and how do we best deal with the fact that medicine is changing. That actuaries, again, can really help understand the uncertainty and help their companies deal with it. So in my view, actuaries are at the intersection of finance and risk. We're the people who understand the finances but also understand the range of outcomes between that finance and risk view of the world.